So why I started sharing my thoughts on Instagram. So the first reason is because I realized relationships can't work if you decide that you can't be your true self. I mean, veganism and raw veganism are major parts of my life, of my identity and who I am. I mean, I spend so much time researching and just searching for information, and there's so much behind it, and I just love it. It makes me so happy. And actually the last years, with the only really person with whom I shared my thoughts was my mom. And when I was at the fruit festival, I told the exact same thing to a person, and the person seemed very shocked that this was how I lived my life. And I understand then that this is just complete bullshit. I mean, first I was judging other people because I said I don't share how I think because I don't believe that they will understand, you know. So I made assumptions about them without really knowing them. And I realized since posting on Instagram that a lot of people wrote me that they're interested, and I would never have believed that they could be interested in it. So I made a lot of judgments, even though I was in no positions to do those judgments. The next thing is, in order to find people who really like you for who you are, you have to be honest and you have to share who you are, and you have to stop fearing that other people might judge you for who you are. That's just super important, and that leads me to the second point why I love to share stuff, is because I want to learn to become more independent from what other people might think about me, because I was such a people pleaser. I mean, now some psychology, when my parents fought, and when I was a child I always wanted to be the good child, you know, make no trouble so that my parents could be happy. However, this is complete nonsense, because you can never be responsible for another person's happiness. It's just, it can't work. And so this is what I want to learn, to not care so much what other people might think about me, you know, care so much what I wear or what I say. If I say this, will people still like me, you know? I don't want this anymore. I want to be honest, authentic, my real me. And when other people don't like me, it's completely okay, because in exactly this moment there will be people who will watch this video and they will stop watching this video and say it doesn't make sense for them, and this is completely okay with me. I mean, no matter who you are or in what direction you go, there will always be people who like you for who you are, and there will always be people who don't like you for who you are, and you have to become okay with this. The next thing is animals, because I think it's completely insane what is going on in this world, and that every year so many animals are killed. I think it's just insane. And if I can inspire even one person to eat less meat, that's for me a huge shift, because in their lifetime they can save up to, let's say, 20 animals, and I believe that life is priceless, so those animals are saved and they can live. And for me that's a huge improvement, and that's why I want to continue sharing stuff about veganism, just for the animals. And the last thing is that veganism is the best thing that ever happens to me, or one of the best things that ever happens to me. And of course, if you are happy about, or you're really happy, you want to share this. When I look back in school, when I had a good grade, I just, you know, wanted to come home and tell my mom, look here, I've done good in this test, just to share how happy I am. And I think this is why people actually are here on this planet, to share what they've learned, to share their happiness and to share their love, you know. That's really one reason why people are here, in my opinion. And yeah, I also think when you are inspired and you share being inspired, you can help other people to be inspired. And the very last thing is that I want to become more proud and more confident with who I am, because in the past years I was always like, veganism is something I should be ashamed of, because I will never find a boyfriend because I'm vegan or I'm different or I'm weird, and people won't really like me if they find out that I'm a vegan or stuff like that, because I'm from a very traditional village and culture. And however, I want to change this, because veganism is something that you have to be very proud of, because it means that you care for your own health, you care for yourself, you care for the animals, and you care for the environment. So for me, veganism is something that I'm super proud of. And yeah, and I really hope that you could now understand why I want to share my thoughts. And yeah, and I just want to be more authentic, and thank you so much for watching.